5 things women notice about men before the first date. We're going to talk about it. But before we do.
And we're Terrence and Jill of God-Ordained Union, and we're here to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to help increase God-Ordained Union.
Yes, yes, yes. We are proponents and cheerleaders of marriage, but not just marriage to anybody, because that's a pet peeve.
Mm-hmm.
It's marriage to your person, meaning don't settle. So this channel is primarily for singles, those who are praying for marriage, been waiting for marriage, ready for marriage, wondering what's been taking so long. Why? Because that was our story. I was over 50 when I got married for the very first time and the only time, never had any children. And I felt like I was in the waiting room for a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm. I know I was in the waiting room for a long time, 16 years. So we're here to tell you, we've been there, done that. So
yes.
You feeling like you haven't been heard, you feeling like you're the only one that's going through what you're going through, that nobody understands you or what you're No, we can tell you, we understand.
Yes.
And we are here to root you on.
We are,
we know exactly what you're going through.
Yes. So we're not relationship experts. We're not marriage experts or counselors. None of that. We share our experience, and a lot of you can relate. We share our insight in what God has given us, downloading us, and we do that all from the Word of God perspective. And so we ain't always get it right. We share our slips and falls and get back ups and all that great stuff. And so we don't sugarcoat nothing here. Yeah. And so as my husband said, we are your biggest cheerleaders. This is the thing. The enemy doesn't want you to be married. So sometimes he will show up even like as your best friend. And at the end of the day, he's trying to stop your future marriage. Why? Because a God-ordained union is an assignment by God. And so that assignment can be anything from you and your spouse being in ministry together, you and your spouse having dynamic, professional, world changer children together. It could be, mission, travel, whatever it is, whatever the assignment is, God has it for you and your spouse, and the enemy is mad. And so make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications. We go live.
We go live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, and we do pre-recorded videos like this one every
Sunday and every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, so we're live chatting now. Hey, y'all. We also have a private group that meets every first Tuesday and every third Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also have a prayer call that meets every Friday night at 11:50 p.m. into midnight. We don't host it. It's hosted by my mom, but we're on there as well. And Terrence is the inspirational speaker once a month. So, and we also do one-on-ones. So we've done a lot of one-on-ones. As we said, we're not a counselor, but the Lord has given us wisdom and perspective, and we share. You share with us, we share, back with you. And so if you want a one-on-one with us, that is available as well. We also have an ebook for the ladies. A lot of you ladies are blocked up, and men, but the ebook, I wrote it just for the ladies, blocked up, and you're wondering why no one is approaching you. You're wondering why no relationship works out for you. And the truth of the matter is that spiritually you can be all blocked up and you don't even realize it. And some blocks could be generational patterns. Please know this: if you are in Christ, the curse is broken, but there are some generational patterns that still persist that you could be caught up in, and that you could be being fed, and don't even realize it. For instance, say your mom never got married, and your aunts and your mom always say, don't trust a man. So those are some things that you could be having that downloaded in you and your behavior, even though you want a husband, that you caught up in that generational pattern. And so it could be patterns, it could be unforgiveness, it could be soul ties, you could be having resentment or envy. You seeing everybody else get married and you happy for them, but you want it for yourself to the point where you're holding resentment. So this ebook is for you too. So you can go down in the description and click the link, or you can go to our website, www.godordainedunion.com. Also, please follow us on IG, on Instagram. That's the behind the scenes of us. Like, if you want to see our day to day, and we dropping, just a little glimpse into our daily lives. Somebody said, I ain't never seen y'all go outside. We do go out. We do go out. We do. So that's where we share our life, you'll see, some reels here as well. But for the day to day, it's on IG.
Wow. So with that being said, probably about 6 weeks ago, maybe somewhere in that ballpark, about 6 weeks ago, maybe 7, we did a video of 5 things that men notice about women before the first date. And today, because of you all asking the question about can we do this video, we're going to do it today.
Yes.
So, baby,
yes,
tell everybody out here,
these men,
what are the 5 things that women notice about men before the first date?
Okay. So before I talk about this, I just want to say we did that video because most of our subscribers are women.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why, women, you weren't neglected. And it wasn't to say that you all don't look for things either, but because our audience is predominantly women, a lot of times we'll do videos to help women and to show women what men want. And so, but the love is there for y'all, because I know y'all some good women. And so, I just wanted to put that out there. I also want to put out there that men, we're talking to you today, because society have you believe that women are pests, pick-meishes, desperate, nagging, negative, all these things, and you might feel like you can do without, even though deep down you really want a wife. Let me tell you something. It's some good women out there, some women who are ready to honor you because they know how to honor their dad. They know how to honor their brother, their uncles, the men in their lives. They have a lot of these women have sons and have raised beautiful, stand-up, respectful sons, and so on this channel, we giving women their flowers. We come across enough women to know it's some in our private group. When I say women who are waiting well, women with hearts, women who are kind, women who are beautiful physically, beautiful hearts, beautiful spirits who love the Lord. So when I give this list, this is women who not only who I've come across, the type of women I know, but this is also, I want to include myself, and this is what I looked for before a man was like, can I take you out on a date? Or when I met somebody to even determine if I wanted to even go out on a date with that person, these are the 5 things that I look for. It's much more. I'm not speaking for all women.
Right.
I'm speaking for what I know, what I've seen, and what I've personally experienced. So women, if I miss some, you can drop them in the comments. But with these men, if you are looking for a good woman and you approach her and you are getting ready to ask her out on a date, definitely take that faith move. But I'm going to tell you what women are listening for. This is what we listening for. This is what I listened for before that first date, before they even say they agree. And this is not being harsh. This is women want their king. They want to be a queen to their king. So let me jump in. All right. So the very first thing women are looking for before the first date, they're looking for intention. They want to know your intention. They want to know, why are you asking them out? Why are you interested in them? They want to know your intention. They are listening for marriage, not necessarily for them, with them, but they want to know, is that what you're intended to do? And so for me, I said to Terrence when I met, why are you single? That was my way of asking him about marriage. But a lot of women, they're listening for, they might be listening for you to say, when I get married, or my future wife, or they might even hear you say, when I was married before, or the next time I get married, when I get married again, they're listening. So that's the number one thing. They are listening for your intention, and it's because they don't want to waste time. They don't want to waste your time, and they don't want to waste their time. The second thing that women are listening, you got questions, baby?
I was going to ask this. I didn't want to cut you off.
Don't cut me off.
I was going to ask this. I was going to say this. Fellas, for those of you that are listening, she didn't mean that they're rushing you to talk about marriage. They just want to know that you want the same thing they want, that you're dating for the same reasons that they're dating.
Right.
So understand that. They just want to know up front, look, I'm looking for a husband, you looking for a wife, let's go out on a date.
Yeah.
They're not saying let's rush the process. They just want to know that they're speaking to somebody that they are compatible with for the same thing.
And they're going in the same direction.
Yes.
Number 2, women are looking for or listening to how you communicate. They're listening how you communicate. So they're listening for confidence, because confidence actually to women shows your security level. And at the end of the day, women want to feel secure. They want to feel like you got them, that they're safe with you. And so when you hear back in the day how a lot of women used to say, it was this big argument, women only want bad boys, they don't want the good guys. No, we want the good guys. We want the good guys. But the bad boys symbolize back then to us security, that I'm safe, that I could walk down the street and know that he got me. And so they are listening to how you communicate. They're listening if you're timid and shy, that's normally a little turnoff to them, because again, they want someone who comes across as a leader, as like they can lead. And if the man is going to potentially lead the relationship, they don't, a shy, timid guy it's kind of turn them off. All right. They're also looking at, so this was one of my personal things I listen for. Ladies, y'all can comment if this is y'all too. But I used to listen to, like, as far as communication, when they say stuff like, give a brother a chance, to me, that was lazy Larry to me. You ain't give a brother a chance. People need to give a brother a chance. That to me, language like that means that you're coming half stepping and no, we ain't going to work out.
Like you're always looking for a hookup.
You're always looking for a hookup.
Like, come on, man. Pay the real price.
Yeah,
asking for the hookup.
Yes, pay the full price. We're also listening to stuff like when guys say grand rising, or when they say, they believe in the universe, and when they say, I'm spiritual. I don't necessarily, subscribe to no religion, but I'm spiritual. That type of communication, yeah, they're listening to that. And so these women today who are grounded in the Lord, you come with some grand rising text, you probably ain't gonna get no response. You may not get no response. So we're talking about these good women. And so yes, so that's number 2, communicate. The third thing is they're looking at and listening to your patience level. Your patience level. And so one of the great things with Terrence is that he set his intentions in the beginning when he said, let's take it slow. So his patience, I knew he had patience like for days, for weeks, for months. He had patience. But so when you meet a woman and you're just eager to see her, I want to see you, which that goes back to communication, that's a turnoff. Is that pushing, that persistent pushy? And if she says, well, I want to get to know you a little bit more. I want to, have a few more conversations, over the telephone or through text or whatever, or through DM. And, depending on how you respond, will tell your emotional maturity. And so that is why we're listening, or they're listening to your patience level, So number 1 is intentions. Number 2 is communication, how you communicate. 3 is your patience level. Number 4 is consistency. Number 4, they're listening for your consistency. Now, we always talk about this. When we say consistency, it is not, I'm talking about good women, especially the women who been following this channel. We don't listen for consistency as far as priority, and thinking that we're a priority. Because as my husband graciously always say, when you first meet somebody, you are not their priority. You're just not. But what women are looking for is they're looking for your level of effort when it comes to consistency.
Level of effort. That's good.
Yes, they're looking at your level of effort. And so you might not be, the priority for on Tuesday, but they're looking at before, it got 9:00 at night. They at least sent a text that, hey, I've been busy all day. I've been working all day, but I wanted to let you know that I was thinking about you. They're looking at that. And so, before they agree to go out with you on the first date, they're probably going to be looking at your consistency and how you put in effort.
And here's the thing. I just want to throw this in there since we talk about effort. Most people don't realize this, but your effort, your level of effort is directly linked to your level of belief. So if you don't believe in a person, if you don't believe that may be your person, a lot of times you're not going to put the effort in, and you don't even realize it. It's just linked to it's. Right. It's like you can't separate the two. So it's almost like when you tell somebody, "Are you going to try?" Well, I'm gonna give it an effort. Well, you don't believe it, because if you believe it, you won't try. You will do it. So, right. Just want to let you know.
Yeah. Which goes into number 5. They're listening and looking at your value. And value is not dollar signs. It is not about how much money you make. None of that. Your value is basically how your integrity, your work ethic. So we listening to that. Are you speaking about your work ethic, and can we hear that in the conversation? It's also the values. Also, we're looking at are you a one woman man? We're listening and looking for how you speak about your ex, especially the mother of your children. Definitely how you speak about your mom. And so before we even waste time and money and going out on a date, we're doing our due diligence as well. Don't think women are pressed, and so, but we want to give it a fair chance. But at the end of the day, we're talking about lives here. We're talking about lives here. We're talking about, so many, it's more than enough of us who have been heartbroken, that takes a toll on our physical health, our mental health, our emotional health. For a lot of people, the financial health, it costs time. A lot of times it costs relationships. Times, you sitting around heartbroken or disappointed, and which you could be spending with family members. And so yeah, these are big decisions before, and a lot of people say, well, it's just a date. Yeah, but it's a date that could lead to a black hole potentially. And so women don't want to be presumptuous, and to just assume that things are gonna, go perfectly well, and it's going to be a match made in heaven from the first conversation or the first date. And so because we go in with by faith and all in, but with our eyes, like the Lord is opening our eyes, our spiritual eyes and our spirit and our physical eyes, as well as our spiritual ears and our physical ears. And so we're listening. We're listening where our discernment is on high. We're just not falling for anybody. And it does not mean that we're mean or any of that. And so I want men to look at it as a quality woman, not as a woman that is going to give you problems. Look at it as, this woman is a good decision maker. Like she's very cautious. She's very, I like that about her. She's not going to just jump at, any old man. Look at it like that.
So I would say this too. Understand this. Like she said, it's only a date. I can hear some of you now saying, well, it's only a date. I get that. But here's the thing. How many first dates do you get with a person knowing that you're looking to build on something? And there's a point where, because we said it in the intro, we know a lot of you been in the waiting room for a minute. So you're wanting to get out of the first date thing and actually get into a relationship with somebody that you're building something towards or you're building something with.
Right.
So the reason why that first date and recognizing these things is so important is so you can actually see something that you like about a person sooner than later, and understand a little bit more about a person. Even when something hadn't been said, you can look, you can listen, you can see some things and say, oh, okay, I recognize some tendencies. I recognize this. Even when we talk about consistency doesn't mean you're calling every 2 minutes.
Right.
It doesn't mean you're calling every 30 minutes. But consistency is showing that, okay, this person is doing X, Y, Z. They're taking care of their responsibilities. They're doing this. They're reaching out to me and letting me know, giving me a heads up. So I'm not sitting here stressed out. It ain't about wanting to check in. It's about me saying to my wife, I just want to make sure I'm good so you ain't worried.
Right.
I'm checking to make sure you're good too so I'm not worried. But it ain't necessarily saying you got to check in. It's just saying, no, we want to make sure our blood pressure stay where it is.
Consideration. It's exactly. Being considerate. And by the time you get to the first date, let me tell you something. By the time whether this takes a week or 3 days, 3 months, by the time you get to that first date, it should be all laughs and giggles because all of the preliminary stuff should be out the way. I had this quote unquote, and it was an unspoken rule. It was a non-stringent rule that I didn't go on a date like off the bat. Like I had to build some ground first. Like we had to have several conversations on the phone first. Like I just wasn't a jump out there and date. And most of my relationships, and I'm not including the 20-year-old relationships, but the relationships that in my 30s with quality guys, they were, we talked on the phone for a period of time. I didn't go out on a date with these guys before 30 days. like we really, had conversations from, because I met mine on dating sites. So we had conversations at first, through the site, and then we exchanged numbers. And then by the time the first date came, it was like the pressure was off. Like then at that point, I can go all in because I didn't have to do this. I have to, see, if he, if I got to a date and he pulled out a cigarette, or he talking about some, I ain't really, I'm spiritual. You just wasted my time.
But that makes a lot of sense. Because now when you go on a first date, you actually know enough about a person to feel comfortable.
Right.
To feel like, because at the end of the day, if you didn't, you wouldn't even agree to the date.
Right.
So, you know what? That might be something that we have to jot down to say, don't be in a rush to go on
that first date.
Just have some conversations by phone or text or whatever it is, but do something that's going to give you an opportunity to learn a little bit about a person before you agree to meet them in person.
Right. And again, we don't like to talk about timelines because love there's no clock. And it could be a thing where you talking on the phone on a Monday night, y'all had a great 2-hour conversation. And that 2-hour conversation, you learned a lot about each other. And so, and he said, you know what, let's go out on a date on Friday night or even Tuesday night, the next night. But the point is that these are the things that a good woman is listening for. Like these are the things, and there's much more things, because there's things that could also be that I try to keep it at 5 because you had yours at 5. And so, but yeah, there's some things that we're listening for. We're not trying to be picky, but we are. And men are. My husband was much more pickier than me. My husband was much more. And I thought I was picky. My husband was so picky, and he put it in his profile. He started off on his dating profile. This is like non-negotiable. This is what and I looked at it, I was like, ooh, I like that. Like he got standards. Like he got staunch standards. I knew he was military before I read the whole profile, because the way he was just like, this is what it is. And don't waste your time reaching out if you're not this, and this. And that's what you call quality. This is what you call quality, and women has it too. Women have quality criteria as well. And so, yeah.
Like if you want to know a man's patient level, speak on the phone with him about 2 or 3 weeks, and he's trying to force you to go out on a date. And you start saying, what's the rush?
When can I see you? When can I see you?
What's the rush?
When can I see you?
That'll tell you something about his patient level.
And the communication, when they be like, can you send me a picture? Send me another picture. Nah, dude. Like, what the heck you doing on my picture? Right, pervert. We look at that. I was looking, oh man, they used to burn me up. That would burn me. Like, dude, I got 12 pictures up there. Like, really? Yeah, so that would burn me up. But yeah, so women got standards. And so, yeah, so we ain't mean. We love y'all.
Just so everybody know, men, women, both. The one thing we recognize that we want you all to recognize is that the enemy has been playing us against each other forever.
Oh my gosh.
And we have to learn how to understand that we're not each other's problem.
We're not each other's enemy.
We're not each other's enemy. We're not out here to get each other. We are here wanting the same thing. But the enemy is leading us to believe
he played in all of our faces
that men don't like women and women don't like men. And we need to understand that by now.
By now, we should all have to say we all got food.
We all have been played.
We all participated in the play. So for a lot of us, I never really subscribe to the men are dogs.
That's why we constantly say, just because the person isn't your person, don't mean that they're a bad person. And it just means they're not yours.
Right. And just because a person did that to you, don't mean that person going to do that to them, or that you can categorize all men to be that way.
Or all women.
Or all women. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we want to mend these gaps of communication between the sexes so we can start having some meaningful conversations. Because at the end of the day, we all need each other.
Yes.
And we need both perspectives.
Yes.
We need both perspectives.
Yes. So we almost to 28,000 subscribers and women, just so you know. So we almost to 28,000 subscribers, and it's a couple of thousand men that follow this channel. It's more than enough men.
They're not speaking up.
They're not speaking up, but they're watching.
But they're watching and they're on here.
Yes.
So I'm challenging the men. I don't like those challenges out there. But fellas, I need to know who you are so I can invite you to events in the future.
Yes.
So please, whether you go to our page, whether you go to our site, whether you just send us an email, whatever it is, send something to let me know who you are in your email. So when we're starting to do things in the future, we can make sure you're getting invited as well.
Yes. And men, we also invite you to the private group. That means every first and third Tuesday. There are some great women in that group.
Let me tell y'all something. If y'all looking for women,
good
and
women,
you claim you don't know what good women are, we have a private group that's full of women.
Full of women, good women, beautiful women.
Full of women.
Full of women.
I'm just saying.
Women that...
If you want to meet one, you might want to show up where they are.
You might want to show up where some good women
and
are.
I can show you where they are every first and third Tuesday.
Every first and third Tuesday. Listen. Eastern Standard Time. Come on, men. Come on, men. These women, you know, listen. Y'all want a good woman? We know where they are.
Yeah. We really do.
We really do. Whew. All right. So I think we got it covered. Women notice intention, communication,
patience level, consistency,
and value. Yes. And so you think it's about your paycheck, and it's not. Because let me tell you something. A good woman gonna come in and multiply. I can't even say multiply. She gonna do God's math. Yeah. When a woman comes in, everything goes to it folds. That's what it is. That's God's math. Things go on a fold. And so yeah.
That's what a part of faith.
I wanted to show you an example of a fold. But anyway, you get the picture. It more than multiplies.
Yeah.
So she comes in your life and you going to the upgrade. You're going to be upgraded. So
with that being said, y'all put your comments down.
Yes.
Tell us about some other topics you want to hear about. Because we want to give y'all what you want. So put the topics in so we can check it out and get back to you with a brand new video on what you want to hear.
Yep. And if ladies, if you didn't hear the 5 things that men notice before the first date, we are going to put it up right here.
Yeah, you might want to check that out because it's already over 100,000 views.
That video the video that's... All right.
Yeah.
All right. Here you got it. All right, y'all.
So with that being said, we look so forward to seeing you guys in our next video.
Yes. All right. Peace.